Hello and happy Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in and for choosing to spend some of your time with me. I'm Maria Milagros, and this is a little space I like to carve out to share different tips, tools, techniques, nuggets, stories, anecdotes, whatever I can that have helped me, that have helped clients, that have helped attendees at speaking things that I've been to or done, right? That have helped us individually and collectively move the needle, even if it's 1 degree at a time, because progress is progress is progress, right? Move the needle to new levels of healthy and happy. Today, I want to talk about something that's been happening around me more and more, where I'm finding that, and this, I'm talking to the ladies in the room. Ladies, listen up. This is good for men too, but I'm talking specifically to the ladies in the room. You have got to practice paying attention to when you are apologizing for things that do not actually warrant an apology. I have 2 examples. I walk into a room, there's 2 people talking. I have to grab this person to let them know that they're needed over here, like right now, right? Excuse me. Person turns around. I say, there's a phone call for you, blah, blah, blah. You're needed over here. This needs to happen right now. Like it's an emergency or whatever. Thank you for letting me know. You're welcome, right? That's one. What a lot of people do, because this just happened. I was in that meeting with this other person. This woman walks in. She says, excuse me. The guy turns around and looks at her. And when he looks at her, she says, sorry to bother you. What? But are you actually? Because you have nothing to be sorry for. You said, excuse me. And in that invitation, he gave you his attention. What are you apologizing for? And you are delivering a really important message to him. What are you apologizing for? So she says, sorry to bother you. You have a phone call, blah, blah, blah. So he gets up and leaves. She asked me if I need anything. And I said, yes, I need you to take a seat. And then I said to her, how often do you apologize? And she says, I don't really know. I said, I want you to start paying attention to that because and I explained to her, you invited him in. He participated in that invite. And then you apologized. There's this dynamic that happens in our brain when we are having an interaction. We're usually like this with the other person. When we begin to apologize for things that don't actually warrant an apology, we inadvertently diminish ourselves and to the other person. My suggestion is that instead of saying you're sorry because you have no need for it, this situation does not warrant an apology. Instead of saying sorry, say thank you for your time, because we can't always just get rid of an old habit. Sometimes the most effective thing we can do is replace it with a new habit. I catch myself about to say sorry. I say, thank you for your time. You have a really important phone call. Or thank you for your attention. You have a really important phone call. She's like, whoa. And I was like, yeah, I learned this too. So I wanted to share this with her, right? Another situation, I'm on a phone call with one of my mentees. My mentee says, there's another call coming through that I've been waiting for. Can I put you on hold? I said, absolutely. I'm going to do some emails. Take your time. She jumps on the other call. When she gets back, she says, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that I had you waiting. Pause. You asked me if I would be willing to be put on hold. I said yes. I could have said, you know what, call me back when you're done. But you asked and I participated. What are you apologizing for? And she goes, oh my gosh, you're right. What I meant was, thank you for waiting. There it is. There it is, right? Now, if I had a disagreement with my daughter and I raise my voice and I yell at her, that warrants an apology. I should be apologizing for disrespecting her with my tone of voice, for disrespecting her with the way I was coming across because I was feeling it. I should apologize for that. That warrants an apology. All this other minutia stuff that we do in the everyday moments of our lives, we need to stop apologizing for. We need to first, here's the butterfly technique. I'm going to give it to you again. And I love it so much. It's my technique and I share it as much as possible. We need to, 1, practice awareness. When we are aware of what we're doing, that we can then course correct or make the shifts that are necessary. We cannot rectify what we do not identify. So the awareness is the first component. Pay attention to how much you're apologizing and what you are apologizing for. Then the second part is the Q, which is question. Question yourself. Does this actually warrant an apology? Did I willfully hurt someone? Did I disrespect someone? Did I willfully cross a line I should not have crossed? If the answer is yes, you need to go apologize, right? If the answer is no, replace it with thank you instead, because then it gives you the opportunity to replace that old habit with a new habit, changing the neural pathways happening in your brain. Those are the other two steps. Awareness, question, make a decision, yes or no, take action accordingly. Right? And this is the practice by which we can then change how we show up in the spaces of our lives. I realized that when I stopped apologizing for things that did not in fact warrant an apology and instead started saying thank you, what was happening was not only was I not diminishing myself to myself or in the eyes of the other person, but I was keeping myself in this space of participation, like true bonding, interactive participation, right? This solidifies and helps build healthy relationships. What was also happening was, because I was saying thank you instead of I'm sorry, I was standing in my own assertiveness, which helps me build my confidence and increase my self-esteem, y'all. And then it turns out this is an actual thing. So there it is. We have got to stop apologizing for things that do not warrant an apology. Pay attention. And if you find that you're just used to saying it because we have been programmed as women, historically, we have been programmed to apologize and to appease those who held the resources and our safety. That is changing. We are evolving. History is evolving and changing, and we are evolving and changing. So the program and our mentality and the words that we use need to also evolve and change with the time so that we do not remain diminished, even though now we have access to the resources and the things, right? And part of it is, how much am I participating in my own diminishment? And this is one of the small minutia. Life is built in the minutia of our words, right? These are some of the small minutia things that we can start to change, that these small things create huge effects in our lives. My daughter recently said, Mom, I realized that you don't apologize like most people do. And I was like, girl, you know that is not, if it does not warrant an apology, I'm not apologizing. And then, even then, after we had that conversation, I apologized to her for something. And she goes, Mom, do you mean you're sorry? Or do you mean thank you for waiting? And she goes, I said, yeah, I meant thank you for waiting. And she's like, We teach by example as well. Stand in your power. One of the small ways that we can do it. I hope that this was helpful. If it was, share it with someone who you think could benefit from it. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Give it a thumbs down if you didn't. Get in the comments. Tell me what you think about this whole idea around apologizing and whether or not you are putting this into practice and if it's helping at all. That's what I have for you. I'm sending you light and love, and there's nothing you can do about it because you're an amazing human, always doing the best you can. Peace!